What up, y'all? And welcome to episode 19 of Malice in Wonderland. We got a great show lined up for you today. Starting with the news at the top of the hour, we find out that some people have not learned from Jurassic Park. Then in Conspiracy Court, we're going to be talking about the strange case of Nikolai. Then in the Doom Scroll, Europe has fallen. After that, we're going down the Reddit hole. And we're going to wrap it all up with wise words from our favorite professional crybaby, Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. Let's rock.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
This fucking bastard.
Counting this all there?
I know, go ahead, count it.
Yeah. Come on. No bullshit. Prince.
Yeah. You don't fucking touch me, scumbag.
Hey.
Shut up.
Yeah. Smack blood and skull fragments out your face. Clap stubs at your mother's casket, walking out of a wake. Bang. Young Pesci, fuck'll come test me. Figure suicide the same way they hung Epstein.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, Nico Kayla, and I'm here with my homie, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend. You see his name at the bottom of the screen. It's Mr. Pablo Escobars. How you doing today, Pablo? You living good? How's your week been? You have any, crazy shit that happened? What's going on, bro? Let us know.
I feel like fucking Joey Diaz, nigga. I give no fucks. I give no fucks about what anybody has to say. Dog, listen.
Well,
for real,
listen.
for real. I'm at the grocery store with my old girl. Fucking old guy walks by. She walked into him like she wasn't paying attention. You feel me? She bumps him. Crazy thing about having a kid, man. Yo, I would have probably shoved this motherfucker up against the goddamn aisle when I was younger. Not thought about it too much. I looking silly at my baby.
I can't say I wouldn't be the same way.
Yeah, I look at my baby. I look at this dude. I apologize. Are you kidding me? I apologize. Well, this shit sits in my head. I get heated. My girl doesn't dwell on it. I just can't let go. Ego. Don't fall for your ego. That's bullshit. But I'm tripping, right? On this bullshit. Tell this old man, I find this motherfucker and I'm like, yo, let me talk to you real quick, dog. I want to talk to you real quick. Like, I know that my girl bumped into you, but how old are you, bro? Ain't you like fucking 50-something, bro? Like, you got gray hair. You don't know how to turn around and be like, yo.
Oh, so he was in his 50s? Oh, he could get it.
Yeah.
I thought he was in his like 70s.
Know.
He could get
gray
it.
Hair, listen, for the viewers who don't know, gray hair, I mean, I know
no
some
homo.
people be out of
that
pocket.
Sounded
if
real
you hit an
homo
old person that's over that's 75 or over, you're going to jail. Don't do it because they're at risk. So,
yeah,
I just wanted him to go home and think about what I said. That's all.
50 to 60, dude, I done seen some very capable 50 to 60-year-old men who was got that old man strength.
I don't give a fuck. I build everything by myself.
Oh, shit. Oh, this guy, yo, dude. This guy fucking John, bro. We're not even, he's for another episode. We can do a conspiracy court on that fucking guy. But,
for real.
Nah, he's not linked to no crazy shit. But anyway, so getting into the news, my friend.
Bringing you hard-hitting news. It's the Malice in Wonderland News Blitz.
All right, so back at it. So our first story, like we were talking about earlier, my friend, I had referenced when we were coming into the show, Jurassic Park. I know you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about right here. Scientists claim to have brought back the dire wolf. Startup Colossal Biosciences has edited the DNA of a gray wolf to produce what it says is a de-extincted animal. So in a secret location in the United States, two white wolves are lounging in the grass in a sunny, roughly 1 acre enclosure. It's early spring and a chill wind blows through the bare trees nearby. The humans in the enclosure are wearing their winter jackets. With their thick, shaggy fur, the 5-month-old wolves are better adapted to the cold. One of the humans is Ben Lamb, founder and CEO of Dallas-based startup Colossal Biosciences. He has invited Wired to be among the first to see the wolves, the wolves which, I'm going to add have not walked the earth in 10,000 years, you know what I'm saying? And not so Brian Lamb said,
For
not
what?
only can we it's exactly that for what? Not only can we identify ancient genes and predict what they do, we can engineer them back into cell lines and we can successfully and healthily create them and bring them back, which is awesome, Lamb says. So once they get inside the viewing area, the company, which you brought this to my attention, Pablo, I didn't know nothing about this. As soon as I brought this up, he's like, "Oh, woolly mouse, woolly mouse." So they unveiled the woolly mouse and has raised 435 million and says it's now worth 10.2 billion. So they go to talk about how the twin brothers are named Romulus and Remus after the twin brothers from Roman mythology who were nursed as infants by a she-wolf, and a third dire wolf named Khaleesi, a nod to the Game of Thrones character Daenerys Targaryen, was born in January. So, you know, they're playing God over in this motherfucker, and I wonder why they're doing it, bro. Like, I'm. It could be noble. What do you think?
That motherfucker, noble my ass. That motherfucker, that motherfucker is Dr. Eggman. I see this shit real clear. I see genetically engineered extinct animals coming back. They're probably just gonna avoid the dinosaurs because that's gonna be too clear cut. Everybody's gonna know. But why apex predator like a dire wolf? For why? For what? Who knows? I see them putting something on them, eventually selling that to the military. I mean, if I could drop 40 dire wolves into a pit, imagine if we would have had 40 dire wolves to drop into the Bin Laden pit that were all being controlled over putting in soldiers in their life. I mean, yeah, and it sounds like far-fetched, but I mean, look what's going on nowadays. Everything's just
Exactly.
The future
See,
is now.
I think the issue is with a lot of these scientists, right? People see these advancements and they go, ooh, ah. And what that does is like it fuels the scientist's ego, and then they want to like push it farther and farther and farther and farther. And before you know it, I don't think they're just going to stop at saber-toothed tigers. I don't think they can help themselves from going all the way up and until like T-Rexes and Velociraptors and trying to do some shit like that. Like 100%.
How many movies have you seen cheesy T-Rex in?
Well, we about to see the real fucking thing. And that's the scary thing, dog, is like these motherfuckers are out here playing God, bro. Like playing God. Like watch the plot twist.
Put a rocket
be
launcher
like,
on the back.
Watch the plot twist be like they can't even fucking make no dinosaurs because like dinosaurs are fake. You know that whole flat earth argument. Dinosaurs are fake.
Bro, I've heard there was a movie that played this idea because if you're doing this, you could clone people. Obviously, we know we can clone people, but where they're trying to do a clone of Jesus Christ from his blood that they, I don't know. I just feel like all this kind of stuff
I feel like if they
crap.
do that, if they do that with Christ's blood, that's not going to be Christ. That's going to be the Antichrist. Like
there we go. Now we're getting it.
Yeah, for real, dog. I think there's a battle going on.
Psyop. Shout out to tinfoil.
I think exactly everything's a psyop, and also shout out to tinfoil for pointing out that everything is a dark spiritual battle, bro. And I even more so now. I've been getting close with Christ. I don't know who's like that on this show. We're not gonna preach it. It's just something I'm saying in passing because, it's hard for me to think that a lot of people who watch this show and watch this and see the things that are going on and not see the parallels to, a spiritual battle. But that we're gonna move on from spiritual battles and dire wolves and all this scientific madman shit. And we're gonna go over to the battle for the soul of our country, my friend, which is, we got this story. Tom Holman said ICE decides who will be deported. So we're gonna bring this back and we'll give a little listen on here.
What do you mean ICE decides they're gonna be deported?
Because all these people. Let's read ahead. Border Czar Tom Holman has clarified that immigration and customs enforcement officers are the final arbitrators as to which apprehended migrants are members of criminal gangs and who should be deported, Axios reported on Thursday. In an exclusive interview, Holman justified the Trump administration's actions amidst widespread criticism over the handling of mass deportations that have taken place since January. Holman said that ICE conducts a deep dive into a suspect's. Here we go, a little nod to us over here. A deep dive into suspects, criminal migrants, social media posts, criminal records, and immigration records, as well as human intelligence, such as informants and various forms of surveillance. Now, what's going on now is a lot of governors and, mayors of cities and stuff like that, like these sanctuary cities are like, they gotta, how do we know they're gang members? How do we know that they're these bad people? And I feel like that's an argument they're trying to push because, like, I feel like, how do they know we know they're
votes?
Yeah, exactly. They want the votes, but it's like, how do we know that they're criminals? How do we know that they're gang members? I don't give a fuck if they're gang members. Did they come here illegally? Do they have the proper verification? All right, go home. Go home. Fill out whatever you need to in your country and try to come back the right way. Are they actually criminals? Yes. If they're in this country illegally, yes, they are criminals. I don't care. We can't do the heartfelt sob stories of the father of three and the grandmother and I don't care.
Everybody's got a story.
Everybody's got a story. And if we sit here and listen to everybody's crybaby bullshit, nobody will get deported. Like, simple as that. We just gotta across the board look at you.
Right? Look, I don't understand why everybody's so mad about this shit and nobody, like the people that are bitching about this right now, you guys didn't have much to say when this asshole opened the fucking border and let everybody in. Old Joe, come on down to America, where I made people in America. I thought this was America. You feel me? Like, come on down to America, where we made people that live here in America, American citizens, walk around with a fucking paper saying that you were vaccinated and enforcing stupid fucking masks. But when people come in from another country, all of a sudden they don't got to provide any identification. They don't got to provide their vaccines. They don't got to provide shit. I wonder
Dude, do
why.
you remember
why a president
when,
would do that? It sounds like you want votes, man.
Bro, I remember when they first were really pushing on the vaccine when Joe Biden got in, and at the same time, people were pointing out exactly what you said, that they were letting all these fucking migrants through with no vaccination record, and we couldn't even go out to like restaurants and shit or shows and shit without showing a negative COVID test, bro. Like, that shit was bullshit. Didn't the one vacation? Yeah, I don't know if it was still like that for y'all over there, but I think me and my girl had to take a COVID test to go on a vacation one time. Maybe we did, maybe
man,
we didn't.
over here, bro, we ain't got that fucking problem. People was faking it. It was a little piece of paper. My boy printed it out. I stepped on it. There you go. Boom, bop, bam. You got a fresh one.
So moving on to our next story, we finally got the IRS being used for, a good thing, you know what I'm saying? And finally not being used against American citizens. IRS and
don't worry,
DHS,
they'll go back to their regularly scheduled program soon.
I know, they just need to be abolished. Fuck the IRS. But IRS and DHS reach a deal to help locate immigrants facing deportation. So the Department of Homeland Security and IRS have reached an agreement granting Immigrations and Customs Enforcement access to confidential taxpayer information to locate immigrants targeted for deportation, a DHS official confirmed to News Nation. So what do you think about this, my friend? As the son of immigrants and all that, how do you feel about the IRS helping the DHS get these guys out of here?
Hey, man, listen, nobody cared about us when Obama, good old Obama, came around and took off the fucking dry foot shit for the Cubans. You know what I mean? Cubans was bitching, but nobody fought for us. I bet if we was black, people would have fought for us. I bet if I was Chinese, they would have fought for us. And if I was some fucking, I for the Zionist, woof, you go to fight for me too. But nobody wants to fight for
Exactly.
me because I'm just a Cuban. Who cares? We don't got shit to take from our country. Sugar cane is our main export. Got a little bit of
Yeah.
gold, you know what I mean? But
I mean,
it
them
ain't shit.
fucking cigars, though, bro. Them cigars, they be talking about them cigars all the time. But
Yeah. But
you brought up the
you came
topic
into this
of our.
country illegally, man. You got to go through the process. And so sorry. Listen, you had a good ride. It worked for a while. Don't be mad.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. Maybe in 4 more years, you'll get another motherfucker who does the same thing Biden did, and you can come right back. But for now, you got to go home, dog. You got to go home. And hopefully, we don't never have another motherfucker like him. But you brought up our next issue a little bit in what you just said about certain people being protected. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into that. Anyway, so like I said before we cut over here, you had mentioned, people, what was it? Not taking blame, something like
Prejudice, the prejudice
Yeah.
of the race and not having
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
blame
yeah.
for nothing because you're not white.
that. Exactly. This is a symptom of that. I was protecting myself. More than 220,000 raised for 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony. They don't put his name there. Who alleged no relation to the great basketball player, who allegedly stabbed teen at a track meet after the victim put his hands on him. So he put his hands on me. I had to stab him in the fucking chest with a knife. Like, where is this world going to that we have these low impulse control motherfuckers running around everywhere, acting like fucking idiots? Not only stabbing people in the chest, but I've been seeing a lot these dumb, stupid, young motherfuckers. And dog, I'm not even just talking about black folks. I'm talking about white folks, Spanish folks right now.
Just the generation in general.
Just the generation in general, the low impulse control, TikTok brain generation, doing the whippets in the car and putting the public in danger, dog. Like, you seen them shits? Like, when they're doing the galaxy gas and they're driving and, and this is
No,
all
that's butane.
symptoms of
That's
that.
like crazy.
Yo, this is all symptoms of that. And it's like no regard for human life, snap decision like that. And it's like, I done known some crazy motherfuckers in the past, bro, but I think this new generation it's only getting worse and like the world is going to get scary.
I just feel like, how could the community come here and back up? I get that there's been cases where people have been accused and for crimes, and I'm sure that there's a race implication. It happens a lot more than I would like to admit. Yes, and it's hard to tell and prove, you know what I mean? But right here, just this part right here, situational awareness, like, come on, this kid, regardless of what, let's say he touched him and said, get out there. In most states, white weapons aren't legal. A knife under, I think, 4 fingers is what you can use, not to kill somebody, but you can walk with it. Because if it's over that, the cops are like, no, because that's illegal. At least down here in Florida and most places, right? So there's most places you can't just put on some brass knuckles, have them in your pocket, somebody try you, and you beat them to death. You're probably gonna face charges because it's illegal to use white weapons. I just
don't.
Heart.
Yeah, like even if he did push you, how is fucking stabbing somebody in the chest an appropriate response? And they're like, he was getting bullied. He was getting bullied. He was not getting bullied. I seen the pictures of him, and not the innocent pictures. Gang signs. He was not getting fucking bullied. I bet he was trying to be the bully and like, I'm going to go intimidate and put fear into these little white boys over here because I feel like I can do that. And then, it didn't go. He ran into some people that was going to stick up for himself, and he felt cornered. And what do cowards do? Bro, that shows me that he's a coward, because what did I say to you not too long ago, dog? I said to you, what is the most dangerous motherfucker, bro?
A scared motherfucker, bro.
A coward who's scared. A coward who you got backed into a corner is the most dangerous individual you can be up against. And that right there, my friend, is exactly what I was talking about. A rapper said it best. Rod Diggs, not a lot of people know him. He's doing life in the feds for some shit right now. But he said, the only thing worse than a coward is a coward with the iron, because he ready for killing, but he ain't ready for dying. You know what I'm saying? So
fire, facts and bars. Also, music. Where the fuck is the music nowadays? Why is everything bip bop boops and nobody got bars?
Nobody
and
got
the people
bars.
who got bars are like racist to white people. It's fucking ridiculous.
Exactly. And then everybody who don't got bars is like trying. Yo, you remember when we were kids, dog, and it was like, don't be a junkie, be the hustler. We don't respect the junkie, be a fucking man. Now it like completely flipped backward and upside down because of these Zionist motherfuckers who want to weaponize this shit, and they want us to all be junkies who are feminized men. They got our rappers getting in dresses so the kids imitate them and wearing bell bottoms and doing the zestiest shit you ever seen.
I don't know. You couldn't get me in a dress. I think these dudes agree to being in a dress. I don't know. I'll be in a dress if I want to. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that?
Yeah, like, bro, like Young Thug, like he's definitely a little zesty, bro. But getting into some more zesty shit. We have 2 more stories up. Here we go. This is motherfucking Mark Cuban. You know, he been showing how much of a beta he is lately. And yeah, but he's such a beta dude. He's such a fucking liberal fucking cuckboy that it's sickening. But Mark Cuban says that Americans aren't ready for transgender athletes yet. You can't just force it down people's throats, he says. You sure can't. And he says yet, like at one point we will be ready for it. Like, I think that's a cancer that was in the body of America that I think America showed wholeheartedly and forthrightly that we had rejected. Like nobody sane wants that. The majority of the people don't want that. The majority of the people don't want men being able to fucking manhandle women in sports and take all their records. You know what I'm saying? They don't want men in a fucking woman's bathroom.
There's an old video clip where the U.S. soccer team of the women, I think it might have been 2017, 2016, they went against an old retired team of 60-year-olds from in soccer, for 60-year-olds from fucking the UK. They got mopped. Nil. Like, come on. What, guys transitioning over that were the worst in their high school are blowing out records in the female sports. It's just ridiculous because
how is it fair? Men. And then getting in UFC, which is the most crazy thing to me, because supposedly liberals are all like, protect the women, anti-domestic violence, men can't put their hands on women unless they take a couple.
What are you gonna say?
Unless they take a couple pills and they grow their hair out a little bit, then they could go box them and UFC fucking choke them up and slam them around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so they're fighting for women to get into the UFC and fight men.
No. They actually have. So in amateur UFCs and in the UFC, there have been transgender men who have competed against women in the women's division already. This is already
you're talking
happened.
About that Fox guy that looks like Joanna Man. He won and he abused, right? But guess what? Funny enough, a woman came and mopped him.
But that's an extreme example that probably isn't happening every day. You know what I'm saying? The most of it you can find, like, you can go look it up online and you can find numerous videos of females just being manhandled, even in just local jujitsu gyms by fucking these guys who think, oh, because I took a couple of pills and shit and grew my hair out, now I could beat on women. And you know how I feel about that?
Density doesn't change.
I feel about that. Like, let me run into one of these motherfuckers like that, and I'm just gonna punch you in the fucking face. I don't care. You might know some shit, but I'm gonna sneak you, dog. And I know where that.
Like, nah, you don't mean trans people. You mean like One of those people
No.
abusing.
Yeah, abusing the women.
Heard.
Like, yeah, no, like not just no, not in general, but like if
You don't
you
want
think,
no problems with you two.
yeah, if you think that as a man you can grow your hair out and take a couple pills and then like physically dominate women in something like a combat sport, I think you should be snuck and snuffed in your fucking face. I don't care what you
You
call
talking to
yourself,
me?
what community you're a part of. You know, no, I'm talking about. you know who I'm
I'm
talking
fucking
about.
around.
You know what? I
I'm
just
trying to
feel
light it up
about.
a little bit.
I was just raised by some motherfucking real ones who taught me not to be like that towards females and how a man should act towards a female. And like the fact that these motherfuckers get a free pass because they took a couple pills and they grew their fucking hair out disgusts me. Disgusts me. And I wish I knew who one of these motherfuckers were on the street because you know me, dog. And I will go sneak the shit out of them. And I don't care because I know where that button is, bro. And I'll knock you out.
Allegedly.
You might know some
Hypothetically.
jujitsu. You might know some jujitsu, but by the time you wake up, I'm gonna be out of there, bro. So it's all good, bro. Like you can know jujitsu. You could try and use that shit when you're coming out of being groggy.
He
and I'm already
doesn't.
gone.
He doesn't know about. He doesn't know about jiu-jitsu like that, so it's okay. Forgive him, guys.
Yeah,
I stand on that.
Well, you think nah? If I
love
come up,
this picture.
if I come up behind you, dog, all that jujitsu shit don't mean nothing if you know I ain't coming.
He comes up behind men. You heard that? Let's go on to this next Trump picture.
Yo, so anyway, I thought some of this guy's fucking artwork was pretty funny, so I wanted to feature this. This is kind of our last little story we got here.
I like this. This is funny as fuck.
So Sabo's story, guerrilla street artist opens up in career spanning unsavory agents. So he hasn't just done Trump. Like, look at it. We got some Hillary stuff over here.
That's
going
nice.
on.
Trump was nice too. Hillary shrew. Ha! Look at the shrew in the bottom right corner.
look at the hillbilly right here. Hillbilly, Arkansas carpetbagger.
Hillbilly. Wow. I need that shirt. Hillbilly.
Yo,
Holy
but-
crap.
So basically, this guy put out a
Rogan.
new book that sums up all of his art. And I was looking through it, and I suggest people, if they like political art, they like funny political art, this guy is one of the masters, dude. He's one of the ones that are going to go down in history. He's one of those people that we take for granted now, but they're going to be talking about Sabo for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And we can't forget that one of the most important people to this country and this country's founding was a political cartoonist who was drawing cartoons of like the tax collectors from England getting tarred and feathered. And you probably know his name. His name is Paul Revere. He's also known for riding through telling everybody, the British are coming, the British are coming.
He was the fastest on the horse. He was America's greatest racist, like the fastest racer.
This fucking guy. And he was also a great cartoonist. Like he made some fucking crazy cartoons. But you can tell by these people, like, if you're going to like this book or not, some of these reviews. So Jimmy Kimmel says, fuck you. Joe Rogan says, hee hee hee. Nancy Pelosi says, it's so tasteless. It's so undignified.
Undignified.
Tucker Carlson says, behind all this art is what seems to be a pretty coherent critique of Hollywood. Bryan Cranston, you know him, Breaking Bad, Malcolm in the Middle. He said, it's funny, I laughed a lot. Anything that stimulates an artist's imagination and creates another piece of art from something else, it's all fine. And then the Los Angeles District Attorney, George Gascon, said, I think, unfortunately, that there are some people who are extremely immature. I think he's talking about guys like us, but I don't know. I'm not recommending. I'm not advertising for this Sabo guy because honestly, the book that I've been looking through and enjoying, I got it for free $99. So there's no advertisements here for him. I'm just simply pointing it out. This artist, who's a very good political artist, has a new book that you guys can check out.
Give it a look if you guys want to. If you guys like good political comedy, a little humor and art, give it a watch.
Exactly. And you're going to need some humor in your heart after this episode, because this one, ladies and gentlemen, is going to get rough. But we're going on into conspiracy court, and we'll see y'all motherfuckers there. Hey.
Oh, there goes the judge.
Let's head to the chambers. Hey, so welcome back. We're in conspiracy court. I got Judge Pablo right here, over here. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be dealing with the strange case of Nicholas Meshuggah's untimely death. The founder of MakerDAO and, a crypto billionaire. And sorry, Your Honor.
Order in my court.
Taking
Order
no
in
too
my
long.
court. You're going to explain this to me now. I need the bailiff to pass me the papers, please.
Is it okay if I drink this week, Your Honor?
Alcohol? Really? I'll let it slide this time.
Okay, Your Honor. Listen, at least I'm not fucking harassing
This guy coming in here with alcohol. You see this? No respect.
Listen, I had to, man. It's the only way I could resist if your mom
you had
comes
to.
walking
Go
in
ahead.
here like
Let's
last
get to this
week.
case.
All right. So anyway, Your Honor, I'd like to say that I brought two pieces of evidence today that are not in the files that you have with you. Is it okay if I present those?
Yeah, I guess it's okay to come unprepared. So go ahead.
All right, Your Honor. I will try to read the future next time, Your Honor. You're so difficult.
Heard.
Okay. This guy, man, he's a tough crowd. But getting it, oh fuck, man, I fucked it up, dude. I can't believe I fucked it up.
You could just cut that though, right?
No. Yeah, I can. I can. You're right. I can cut that.
Beautiful.
All
Yeah,
right.
please. Yeah, I see that. I see where you could cut it too. You can even you can cut it earlier.
Why?
Just do the
You think that was a good one?
Yeah, I think that was really good. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
When
I
we
can cut
do
that.
some bullshit and we get a real laugh, it's always good.
I could cut that. Yeah. All right. So here's the first file, Your Honor. You have this in front of you, I think.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
Oh, I fucked myself up. Hold on. God
Yeah,
damn
I know
it.
where I see it.
It's going to the wrong screen for me, and it's fucking me
All right.
up.
Also, when we start again, keep that energy you just had because it's gonna sound weird if you're going back.
Got you. Okay. So yes, Your Honor, we got this first file right here. You have these. This is the first of the three files you actually do have. Then I have two pieces of evidence to enter in. So this right here is Nicholas Meshuggah, and let me go into some details about this case, Your Honor. Nicholas Meshuggah, he was a crypto billionaire, and he was the founder of MakerDAO. Are you aware of the crypto arena, Your Honor?
I have some idea of what it is, but you could educate me. Keep going on. Tell me what
Okay,
you need to tell me.
so basically this guy, Nicholas Meshuggah, Your Honor, he was shaking up the crypto game. He was making a name for himself. Not only was he making a name for himself, he was really just giving hell to the central bank and the central bankers. He called for decentralization of currency. He called for, freedom of people. He was just for freedom. So eventually, he dies October 28th, 2022, Your Honor, in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Riptide took him out, is what they said. Bullshit. Hours before, Your Honor, he tweets, CIA Mossad. We'll see the tweet right here. You see the tweet in question
top
on
left,
the screen?
okay. Yeah.
Can you read that for me, Your Honor?
Says CIA and Mossad and pedo elite are running some kind of self-trafficking and entrapment blackmail ring out in Puerto Rico and the Caribbean islands. They're gonna frame me with a laptop planted by my ex-girlfriend who was a spy. They'll torture me to death.
Now, here's the
Jesus.
thing. This tweet was sent out about four in the morning, and he was found about 9 in the morning, face down on the beach. The beach is Condado Beach in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And the locals do talk about the riptide there and everything, and that could be a cause of death, Your Honor. But I think with the tweet, we have the information we need to glean from it. We're going to go into 2 other tweets, the 2 other pieces of evidence. Now, the weird thing here, Your Honor, is you see here evidence number 2, file number 2, that woman.
Yeah, I'm looking at nothing. What am I looking at? There's nothing there.
You're looking
Nobody.
at nothing. Exactly. There's no trace of this woman, this girlfriend that he said is trying to entrap him. Like, literally no trace. None of the news agencies can find out who she was. There's no name. There's no pictures of him with her. There's nothing. Literally nothing, Your Honor. There's nothing at all to prove that this girl is a real person. And I don't think she's a real person. I think she's a real human being. But do I think she is who she was telling she was? I don't think so. I think she is a product of the 2 things you see on the screen here, Mossad and the CIA. You know what I'm saying, Your Honor? Like, it's clear. So,
I mean, what I'm seeing here, I need you to give me something more, because you telling me we can't find out who she is.
We really can't, Your
relevance?
Honor. The relevance is that what
was her role in this again?
She was the girlfriend of Nicholas Meshuggah, who was trying to plant the laptop with the
spy.
pedophilia.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. She was the agent. So that was the files I had to present, Your Honor, for this
No, you
case.
gotta do it again. I was doing a stupid face.
All right.
I was doing a really dumb face.
I
go.
I should clue. Hold on. I should cue in anyway. 3, 2, 1. All right, so that is all the evidence, honestly, that I have to present, Your Honor. I know a lot of it's circumstantial, a lot of it's, we can't find the main witness, the girlfriend, but I think that shows intent. It shows that maybe she is one of those agents, and I'm just wondering if we can get any justice or any kind of closure for the family and friends. I know we don't have an actual criminal to bring up here. We can't bring up the CIA, the Mossad.
So I'm gonna cut you right now there where okay, listen, I understand what you're doing. I do feel for the family. Our condolences to the family from this court. This is a very weird situation. The evidence, as you said, is very substantial. I see that the tweets are definitely something to push for, but this accusation of a person that I have no idea who is, you think you might see the issue in this. I think that this maybe this might be something we might have to look in a little bit more, and I think we're gonna have to put this on the bench for a while until more information comes out. In this court, I'm going to deem this inconclusive. And I don't want to hear ifs and buts about it. Listen, this is what it is. We'll go back to this case if more evidence arises. But I need someone to judge, someone to charge.
We all got to take a loss, Your Honor, one day. And I don't consider this a loss yet. The battle is still could be raging on. We might come up with some more evidence.
Don't think of it as a loss. You brought attention to the situation.
Exactly. All mistrials can be retrials. Peace, y'all.
But what about that George Floyd?
Well, I mean, if we dig him up. All right, now we're in the doom scroll, and this week's edition is a special edition. I don't got no laughs for you. We're going to be dealing with the fall of Europe, because Europe has fallen, in my opinion, dog. We're going to go through these videos real quick, and then once we get through them, give me a little bing, bang, boom about them, and then at the end we can sum it all up. But this first one, check this out.
The state of your country. which is dreadful. And it's I don't know if you guys in the UK understand how sad it is for us in Canada and in the United States to watch what you're doing to yourself. I mean, the UK is a great country. When I go there, I go to Oxford, I go to Cambridge, to these remarkable places in London, see your unbelievable deep history, understand how much the world owes the UK in terms of, say, the establishment of common law and decent government everywhere, including places like India. We owe the UK such an immense debt. And to watch you guys like spiral yourselves into the ground for this idiot, weak political correctness that's gone so far that you can allow your working class women to be raped en masse sadistically and say nothing about it and gaslight people who are telling the truth. It's
giving it to them.
It's so demoralizing. It's almost unspeakable. We all pray, hope and pray here in Canada and the US that you get your act together and grow some spine again and put your damn country back together and stand up to these bloody psychopathic bullies and the woke green mob. Because it would be a dreadful shame to lose you.
Man,
when this guy's not crying, he makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. He likes crying a lot, bro. He been on a crying tour lately. I call him Crying Jordan Peterson. It's Crying Jordan. Crying Jordan's come to the stage. We can't promise she's always gonna cry, but if you're betting in Vegas, the odds are in your favor. On to the next video.
This can't be real. A little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes. Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. And after British law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied simply, it was on behalf of the unborn son he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before. Now, the officers were not moved. Adam was found guilty of breaking the government's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes silent prayer and other actions that could influence a person's decision within 200 meters of an abortion facility. Now, I wish I could say that this was a fluke, a one-off crazy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single person. But no, this last October, just a few months ago, the Scottish government began distributing letters to citizens whose houses lay within so-called safe access zones, warning them that even private prayer within their own homes may amount to breaking the law. The government urged readers fellow citizens suspected guilty of thought crime. In Britain,
this is why we need
free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
This is why we should be so thankful we have the Second Amendment and never let that shit go, because this is what they do to you when you don't. Doug, just save your reaction. Just let's go through these things, and I want your reaction at the end. I want that passion at the end.
Okay, so
what do you mean I can't have any alcohol?
Okay, well I'll tell you. Okay, the time's 20 to 3, 14:40. I'm arresting you on suspicion of improper use of the electronic communications network. And just
what?
127 Communications Act. Okay, so you do not have to say it. That may harm your defence if you don't mention one question subject to later or in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
So I'm actually being arrested?
You're going to be arrested, okay?
Right.
So you got to the police station.
Right.
Okay, this is in relation to some comments that you've made on a Facebook page. Okay?
Oh, really? Oh, it's a Facebook crime, is it?
Okay.
Right.
So we need to ask you some questions about that.
Right.
Have you got anything in your pockets?
I got my keys. No, that's about it, I think. Keys.
So, anyone who's been arrested, we can search them under Section 32 of the Police and Criminal Act.
Right.
And that's for dangerous items. Evidence.
I mean, you said
the old man's a dangerous armed criminal.
Information. I'm going to be arrested.
So let's move on.
I can be arrested if you want.
Don't put your hands in my face.
I can be arrested if you want.
This dude's a gangster, bro.
You better even make your life with the Lord Jesus Christ.
What are you doing?
I am preaching.
You're preaching. I'm going to require you to go away.
You can never.
Okay, then I will arrest you for a breach of peace. Plain and simple.
What breach of peace?
It's what you're doing at the moment. You're causing problems, you're disturbing people's days, and you're breaching their peace. Okay, so for that to be dealt with, if you won't go away voluntarily, you will have to arrest
I
you.
will not go away because I need to tell them the truth. Because Jesus is the only way, the truth. Jesus is the only way, the truth, and the life.
I appreciate
and
that. I appreciate that,
nobody.
but nobody wants to listen to that. They want you to go away.
Oh, you don't want to listen to that. You will listen when you're there.
You think they do this to Muslims out there?
You will listen.
No, and all the Muslims have taken over so much of that, bro. Like, it's crazy as fuck.
Don't take my Bible away.
And they get to put their prayer rugs out in Black Hole streets. Listen to him pleading, don't take my Bible away. Now, that shit broke my heart.
Whatever you like, you can give it to me. Whatever you like. Where do you park? Huh?
No, parks anywhere. We're going to go for a walk.
That shit,
With a
dog,
thumbs
like,
up, you fucking asshole.
fucking
Proud of yourself.
Let's gonna, yeah, dog.
Off in the path.
This is in Ireland. They don't give a fuck. They just pull up like this, dropping these people off that they clearly don't want.
Oh, because they're letting in illegal immigrants too?
Yeah. En masse. The whole Europe is, bro. It's all on purpose. You don't remember we watched that video with that Irish dude getting chased down and beat down by the police? Because of what he was saying? Yeah, it's because of shit like this. That's why they're sick of it.
So a man in England has just been
Next.
arrested for silently praying. This marks the first case of a thought crime.
Well, I'm praying for my son who's deceased.
I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
So, again, I'm sorry for your loss, but ultimately, I have to go along the guidelines that the public space protection order.
Right.
They say that we are in the belief that you report for a that says about prayer and also acts of disapproval around the activities at the clinic.
I'm just standing praying.
I understand that, but the PSPO is in place for a reason. We do have to follow through on those regulations.
Imagine arresting someone for
So you
praying.
could come
How
protest
bad
to me
England
where the
become.
fuck I'm at, and I can't go and pray next to you. Dog, this is like when a motherfucker wants revolution, then we're assholes.
Yo, see, this is what the point I'm trying to illustrate is you see all that shit that you can't do, right? I got it. My last video is what you can do.
So I find this crazy that people can't see it for what it is. But this image looks like what would happen if you conquered a city. You'd all go to the town center, you'd celebrate and you'd fly your country's flag and you'd play your country's music. This is Italy, New Year's Eve. And here they are saying, fuck Italy and fuck the police.
So yeah, dog, Europe has fallen, my friend. Like, yo, they let their guns go. They let all that go. Like, I feel like, what are they going to do? How can they stop this shit? What do you think? Can they stop this shit?
No, they're gonna push themselves into a corner where they're gonna have to do some communist style shit to get this shit back in order. Like, they're not gonna have a choice. They're gonna have to put They're gonna have to step. This is what happened here in America.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be way more.
It's not a pretty process when you let shit go too far.
I don't think it's gonna be no commie shit. I think it's gonna be more like Sharia law shit is what it looks like to me. I think it's gonna be worse than communism. It's gonna be Islamic rule and Sharia law is what they're looking for. Like, look at the mayors of London, Birmingham, fucking Essex, all that shit out there. They're all of them are.
Bro, there's
Islamic,
plenty of
bro.
cases in the UK where neighborhoods were bought out by Muslims moving into the neighborhoods, turning the whole neighborhood into Muslim neighborhoods instead of England people, UK people from the UK,
and running it by like Sharia law.
They were permitting Sharia law, and cops were showing up. People's hands were cut off. People's hands were smashed. People were beat, and nobody in the neighborhood is talking now because even the guy getting beat up in Sharia law is gonna keep his mouth shut because they're gonna kill him when he comes home.
Dog, if you come to my fucking country, you better fucking get down with our shit and our culture, and that means everything. Like, bro, don't bring. I don't give a fuck what you practice in your house, but don't bring your fucking 1,000-year blood feud fucking religion to me. You know what I'm saying? That goes for Zionists. That goes for Islam. This is the problem with both of those. Is like they're both based off of thousands of years of blood feuds. And like, I'm never going to forgive you. Everybody's the infidel. We're over here chilling with the homie Christ. Like, yo, I forgive you, dog. You want a hug? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want a hug, dog? Like, you feel me? Like, don't get it fucked up. We could get, if we got to, history proved time and time again that Christians, when it comes down to battle, will fucking fuck everything up. But,
we're not gonna just stand here and let you step on us, dog. Nothing in the Bible says turn the other cheek. That's like when you're worthy of it, dog. That's not when you're a fucking tyrant. That's not when you're on some shit, dog.
Nah, that's not when you're in Syria genociding people. That's not when you're in
open up a can of whoop
Armenia.
No, we're not inciting nobody.
Genociding Christians. I'm not trying to. I like I always say, bro. If I ain't got nothing else left in this world, I'll go fight for the Christians somewhere. Fight to protect Christians somewhere. I give my life to that one day.
Well, I need you guys to leave likes and give us some views. Like and subscribe. This is the time right now. I don't need this guy to go out the way out there. I got a daughter, and I need this nigga to stay around. So on to the next one.
All right, so we're going to go down the Reddit hole. Let's rock. What up? Welcome to Down the Reddit Hole. You know how it goes. We usually slide in here, but I've been drinking a little bit too much Gek and Bukkake. They're not a sponsor. I just really like it when I get ready for my Bukkake sessions.
There you go.
Not my Bukkake sessions.
Live your truth. Live your truth.
The sessions that I go to be a part of. To be one of the...
You go, girl.
I am a Bukkakeer, not a Bukkake. How would you say that? How would you say someone
He's
who
a
receives the
Bukkake-sewer.
Bukkake?
He's a Bukkake connoisseur.
Do you know how there's like a payer
you're
and a
the
payee?
doer, not the getting doner.
Yeah, like how would you say
You guys
that?
know what I mean.
You're the Bukkakeer, not the
Bukkake.
The Bukkaker, the Bukkake. I don't know, something like that, but fuck it. Hey, so anyway, down the Reddit hole, we got some crazy stories from you. One of them we just seen. It already got censored right off the conspiracy Reddit. These motherfuckers are fags. Who cares? Anyway, we're going to get into this last bit of the show. I'm putting it up on the screen. Are you ready for this new Idaho law, dog? So,
Let's see. What are they doing in Idaho?
In Idaho is set to execute pedophiles by firing squad. Governor Brad Little has signed legislation allowing Idaho courts to impose the death penalty for people convicted of lewd conduct with children under the age of 12. House Bill 380, which takes effect July 1, also strengthens punishment for other convicted pedophiles. Idaho will not tolerate abuse of our children, said Rep. Bruce Scrogg, Republican from Nampa. So, Doug, I know as a father to a daughter, I know you feel this one. I bet you Florida's going to see this and follow suit because, like, Florida's in a race to be the most conservative with everybody else. So, I think they're definitely going to
we ain't
follow
playing
through
that
in
shit
this
out here,
state.
bro. You're getting dragged in the streets like a mud that you are. You out here trying to touch a kid. Ooh, you're gonna find yourself real serious
I
problems.
could
It should
see
be everywhere.
Texas
No one should be
instituting
safe.
this. It should be a federal law. It should be a federal
Yeah.
fucking law, dog.
Like this is ridiculous.
Exactly.
This right here is, I'm gonna say that I think this is like a, hey, listen, this is one of those things that you get that's what you deserve. You're so lucky because the parents would do so much worse than that. I don't condone it. I know it's wrong, but you guys override
Hey,
all that shit, man.
there's been some parents who've gotten away with worse than that. Like you remember that dad in Texas who caught the dude in his barn that he hired? It was like some day laborer he hired, and he caught him raping his daughter, and he fucking beat him to death with his bare hands, and the dude got away with it. You remember that a couple years ago?
No.
Oh yeah, he got away with it, dog. Yo.
Oh yes.
Yo, that's the funny one that
Yes.
they labeled it as suicide. They put the dude's death as a suicide.
Yeah, it was some skinny Spanish dude, right? He got beat up real bad. I remember.
Yeah. They like joke it. I don't think they actually did that, but the county sheriff joked like the dude died of suicide. Like what he did, where he did it, he died of suicide. But we're going on to our next story. So here we go. Goddamn, I'm losing my voice. It's late. We're running this episode late. We're both tired. But our last story, a reminder that 4chan is always right most of the time. So this was 3/11/25. This guy said, Trump is trying to crash the stock market at least 20%, causing a flight into treasuries. This will cause the Fed to slash interest rates so he can refinance the debt to near 0% and cause a deflationary spiral, which will lower the cost of everything. He also intends to use tariffs as an incentive for companies to build in the U.S. to avoid having to pay them. The tariffs and the resulting global trade wars will also force American farmers to sell more of their goods in the U.S. due to retaliatory trade measures by other countries, which will directly lower the prices of groceries in the U.S. More than 94% of all stock is owned by just 8% of the U.S. population. Trump is literally taking money from the rich and giving it to the poor. This is why Trump is playing a game of hokey pokey with tariffs. One day he has 25% tariffs on Mexico and the next he doesn't. This is to cause extreme volatility in the markets and a desperate need and demand to flee towards treasury bonds, which are much more stable but offer much lower potential returns. This is also why eggs are cheaper now than they were under Joe Biden. So
crazy.
And then look at the tariffs.
Listen, bro, he was voted in to
that's
fix
exactly
the fucking
why.
debt issue. People need to remember this. It's not about all his policies were great, but he had a lot of better policies. The other people had no policies, and this is the kind of shit this is the reason that we voted him in. When he leaves, this here still helps us until the next people fuck it up.
Exactly.
Fuck it up.
Let's just hope they don't trick most of America back into another fucking Democrat again. But I have no faith to this point because, like, dude, I keep seeing just general public.
I mean, Trump's making it hard, saying stupid shit like a third term. You know what I mean?
Exactly, but also, like, it's not hard to deceive these people. Like, do you know what the #1 rap song is right now?
Something about clapping cheeks.
No, it's that Rob 49. What the hell? What the hell you on? What the hell? You heard that shit? With the Celine the Hellion or some shit? Like, Yo, it's the dumbest. Hold on, bro. You know what? I can't play it probably. I'd say go and listen to it, but it's such a popular song and it's just like if the public's that brain dead, then I don't know how much hope I have for the future. Like
what the hell he on? He said Celine. What he Celine the hell he on? What?
Hold on. All right, listen, I want his reaction, guys. So we're gonna cut the actual because this will be on a separate audio track, Pablo. So I can cut it out, and only Pablo is gonna hear this, but we can get his reaction. Tell me if, Doug, you feel like you get a little bit stupider when you hear this. You hear this. Hold on, let me bring this up. Whoever this Rob49 guy is just needs to fucking do himself in, bro. He's bad for humanity. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that, Jesus. Can you hear it?
Yeah. I'm listening. Oh. Again? I'm not gonna lie, I like the flow, but like
I
this guy
don't. He's
hasn't
so
said
offbeat,
shit. Why
bro.
he killed like a whole 30 seconds with what the helly? And he's gonna do it again. Wrist on Prezi, and that's it. That's it.
Yo, but he's not even on beat, dog. You can't say he is.
Yeah, I know, but it's like against the. No, I'm saying I like the flow. Like I like what he was going for because it's like against the grain, like a trumpet does to in jazz. But
No,
this is
I
horrible.
feel like
He hasn't said
like
nothing, and the what the hell is just pissing me the fuck off. It's getting annoying. Can you like stop it already?
Oh no, but this is the shit, dog. Like this is.
Come on, I don't want to hear this shit no more. Like it started like this. What the hell is pissing me? Like he just wastes. Bro, I get so mad at artists that I like that take fucking 30 seconds on a track being like, yeah, you know it's like you're just wasting my time, bro. Like I paid for this shit, or you know what I mean, for it to come out. Like pay for your tracks, bro. Support your artists.
I think what I know
what we all do, but pay for them.
What I think it is I think the Zionist motherfuckers are just laughing in our face when they sell us $15,000 jeans that our favorite star wore that look like they came off a homeless man, or they get us to bump out to these songs. Like, do you remember when Kanye said, y'all motherfuckers are stupid, y'all buy anything? And then everybody argued with him about it. And then, like, what was it? Like a month later, he came out with that song that was like, scoop-de-poop, poop, scoop-de-doop. And everybody bought that shit. And he's like, yo, you see, y'all prove my point.
He dropped the homeless shirts with the holes in them.
Yeah, and he did that song. He was like, yo, watch this. Remember that scoop-de-poop-de-poop, scoop-de-whoop? You remember that shit?
Yeah, that was Drake's annoying ass wanted that beat so bad and he got tired of that. He got asking. You know that, right? That was a beat that Drake bothered him for.
And it was also like because he had said y'all motherfuckers would buy anything, and he so he was killing two birds with one stone and just being like, yo, that shit sold like 500,000 copies of that single, and he was like, look, y'all buy it.
That shit's fire because I know what it is. Not because I'm an idiot and think it's fire. It's fire because he got away with like a whole 2 minutes of scoop-de-dee-poop. Scoop-diddy-whoop. And that beat was fire as fuck. Whoop, 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 scoop-diddy-poop. Yo, JoJo knows. My girl knows the whole fucking song. From the first scoop-diddy to the last scoop-diddy.
Yo, you play that shit like that?
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. I love it. I love that Kanye. That's the funniest shit. It's a troll. Every time I play that, I think Drake is somewhere.
All right, I'm
just
glad
thinking
they're
everybody picks on
trolling
me.
it because I always use when I use the example of the epitome of stupid in America, I use the people that like think that song is cool and good. So I'm glad that you listen. I'm glad that you listen ironically. And not like, this is some hot shit in the history of hip-hop.
It's satire.
Yeah,
but not everybody
I love
got the
it for
IQ
the
to understand
satire
satire.
of access. I love it for the satire aspect of it. But all right, so it's been a great
real
show.
quick, actually talking about it real fast. Now you're talking about music. I saw something today about Nas is about to drop 7 albums. I don't know.
Like 7
I
whole
might have
albums?
that a little bit. I don't know. It said it was Nas. It was a Nas thing, and it said 7 albums dropping for 7 classics or something like that. I don't know. You guys put it in the comments.
Maybe
you know,
7
educate us.
tracks. But I'll definitely be checking that out. Huge Nas fan. Some of his albums, other ones I can leave them.
Yeah.
But
I could do without.
It's been a good. Actually, it's been a great show. I'm pretty fucked up this show. Usually it's Pablo getting pretty fucked up, but this show it was me. Sponsored by Japanese Plum Gekikaki-kan, Japanese bukkake sauce.
Not a real sponsor.
Not a real sponsor, but the regular like, comment, subscribe. You can find us everywhere. Where can you find us, Pablo? Let them know.
You can find us. You can find us on YouTube. We're still struggling with X, but you can also see us on Rumble.
TikTok.
Rumble's gonna be the best, man. Give that some time, people. TikTok,
Instagram,
and all the social medias. Your mom's hamper. Your aunt's shoe, nigga.
Your
grandma's sister's closet.
Your
your
grandma's
sister's of age.
Your grandma's diaper pack stash.
Oh, that's nice. You ever took off old lady's nice shitty diaper, rubbed that in her face? Oh, nice.
God, this guy.
It's nice when it's moist like peanut butter, sticky.
Be like, oh God, this guy's going too far for the episode. We're gonna cut that part out. But good night, y'all.
Anyways, good night, guys.
Wise words from the crybaby Peterson. Deuces.
So you can think about Christ from a psychological perspective, and the critic, my critic, this particular critic that I've been reading, said, well, that doesn't differentiate Christ much from a whole sequence of dying and resurrecting mythological gods. And of course, people have made that claim in comparative religion. Joseph Campbell did that, and Jung to a lesser degree, I would say, but Campbell did that. But the difference, and C.S. Lewis pointed this out as well, the difference between those mythological gods and Christ was that there's a representation of, there's a historical representation of his existence as well. Now you can debate whether or not that's genuine. You can debate about whether or not he actually lived and whether there's credible objective evidence for that, but it doesn't matter in some sense because it does, but there's a sense in which it doesn't matter because there's still a historical story. And so what you have in the figure of Christ is an actual person who actually lived plus a myth. And in some sense, Christ is the union of those two things. The problem is I probably believe that, but I don't know. I'm amazed at my own belief and I don't understand it. Because I've seen sometimes the objective world and the narrative world touch. That's Jungian synchronicity. Yeah. And I've seen that many times in my own life. And so in some sense, I believe it's undeniable. We have a narrative sense of the world. For me, that's been the world of morality. That's the world that tells us how to act. It's real. We treat it like it's real. It's not the objective world. But the narrative and the objective world touch. And the ultimate example of that in principle is supposed to be Christ. but I don't know what to, that seems to me oddly plausible.
Yeah.
But I still don't know what to make of it. It's partly because it's too terrifying a reality to fully believe. I don't even know what would happen to you if you fully believed it.
If you believed in the story of Christ, or if you believed that history and let's say the narrative meet, let's
both,
say.
I think you, because when you believe that, you buy both those stories. You believe that the narrative and the objective can actually touch.